Hello, my name's Seb Brummel. I'm the Product Manager for GCSE Maths here at Pearson Edexcel, and today we're going to be having a look at one of our resources that we've got available for you from the Maths Emporium, which are the Enhanced Skills Mapping Grids. Today we're going to go through where to find them, what they do, and how to use some of the functionality involved in them, and some of the applications that you might want to use them for in your classroom. These are available for AS&A level further maths and AS&A level maths and GCSE statistics, although those are currently being updated. So we'll let you know when they are ready with all the most recent data in the coming weeks. But today we're going to focus on the GCSE mathematics one. So I'm going to go into that cabinet. And then we're going to have a look at cabinet number 8, which is the grade boundaries and skills maps. And we've got the usual series by series cabinets in here, but the final one there is the enhanced skills maps. And then in here we've got 3. We've got the foundation and we've got the higher tier. They're both exactly the same in terms of format, but obviously the data that's contained within them is just specific to each of those tiers, although both of them do contain the common questions. We've also have got a how to use document in there as well, which I'll just open up to show you. It's a bit out of date because these were originally set up for helping you with your tags and CAGs process back in 2020 and 2021, but there is still some useful information in there, such as where you can find some of this data for yourself using Results Plus, and some quick guide on what you might want to use the performance data for. But I'm going to go through it with you for purposes today anyway. So I'm going to have a look at the foundation one. So to download it, you just have to click our download button. They're quite big files, so it might take a few minutes to download. So I've already downloaded that and got it up available here. So to get the full functionality out of the spreadsheet, macros have been used. So you might get the pop-up asking you to enable macros, so make sure they have been enabled, and then you'll be able to use it as I'm showing here. So very first bit we've got is just an overview about this document, about what we've done to create it, some step-by-step guides to be able to use some of the functionality that I'm going to go through today, and we've also got some links at the top to things like our qualifications site, our Maths Emporium site, and Results Plus and Exam Wizard. And I'll come on to Exam Wizard later because that's going to be the final step of the process after using this spreadsheet. And then along the top, we've got our quick navigation guides, which just takes you to these various tabs along the bottom. So to get started, I'm going to have a look at the Foundation All Questions tab. So this lists all the information, including performance data, on every question we've ever assessed on the 1MA1 specification, going back to June 2017, all the way through to the latest series, November 2022. And of course, when the results come out for June 2023, we'll be adding to this spreadsheet as well. So that will be up to date sometime in the autumn term. So on the left-hand side here, you can see what we've got is all the information about those questions. So the paper it came from, whether it's a calculator or non-calculator, what topic it's assessing, spec references, the assessment objectives that it's assessing, whether it's a common question, and the skills tested as well. And then on the right hand side, we've got all the performance data. So the mean score for all our Edexcel candidates, the mean percentage that was achieved, and the average scores of candidates who achieved at particular grades. So obviously this is foundations here, so we've got grade 5 all the way down to grade 1, and also for those that were graded as unclassified. And then over here, further on the right, we've got the percentage of all candidates scoring at each mark. So question 1 on paper 1F in June 2017 was a 1 mark question. So you can see what percentage got 0 out of 1 and what percentage got 1 out of 1. What you also notice are these little red triangles along the questions, and these are preview screenshots of those questions. So we can hover over and have a look at what that question looked like on the live paper. And we've got these for everything up to and including including June 2022. November 2022 hasn't quite got the screenshots in yet, but they will be coming very soon. So you'll just notice there's no red triangles for the November 2022 papers. Anyway, so the subsequent tabs for number, algebra, ratio, geometry, probability and statistics contain all the same information from here, but just separated out to make your life a little easier as it's needed. The final tab here is the data to compile a paper tab, and that's where the functionality of this spreadsheet comes in. So I want to start building the data for a practice paper that I want to start putting together for my students. So what I can do is I can select the questions that I want to use for that purpose. So for example, you might want to have, right, well, I want a number practice paper on the topic of number, and if you've just done a part on approximation and estimation. So I'm going to select a few of these questions to add to my practice paper. So all we do is in that first column, you put a yes in the questions you want. I'll select a few just at random to begin with. And then, as I say, you can preview those questions that you selected. And then quite simply, you click the button at the top left here, add to paper. Now what that does is it transfers all of those rows of data that you've selected into this final tab. And it can be done with multiple topics or multiple tabs. So if you wanted to do a combined topic paper, for example, I'll put a few more random ones in here. Same process, type the word yes, add it to the paper, and those will appear down the bottom as well. So once we've got the data here, we can do a few things with it. Well, first of all, it gives us all of the information that it had previously and totals it up for us. So we can see here I have created a little practice paper here that is a total of 12 marks. Now, when this paper was sat live, then the average score for those 12 questions was 4.67. We can also see the average scores by grade, which might come in very useful when you're trying to make some of those internal assessments and predictions for where you think your students might be at any given moment. And then over on the right hand side, we've still got that overall percentage of candidates scoring each mark. So once I've got the information in here, I might decide that actually that's not a question I want on my practice paper. So quite simply, all I would have to do, turn that yes into a no, click the button to update, and it removes it from the from this worksheet. If I and I can continue to do that. If, however, I just want to start again and I've got myself in a muddle and I want to clear this, quite simply just hit the reset button. It all disappears altogether. But I'm going to add these back in so I can show you the final button on there as well. So I've got my questions in here. Now I might want to do a few of these at the same time, but without losing this data for this particular one. So we've got an export button. You can click that and it will automatically pull all that information out onto its own spreadsheet. So you can see now I've got just this information here. I could go ahead and save that and keep it separate, knowing that then I can reset this and start again. So once we've got that information, then to actually compile the actual question papers themselves, that's a case of going to Exam Wizard and doing that. So you would have to use this link here to go to Exam Wizard, but you've already got all the information needed to be able to identify those questions, go and find which series they're from, which paper they're from. These skills tested are aligned with what the skills are as listed as on Exam Wizard. So you'll be able to go and pull that paper together and get your students to start sitting them. So I hope that's been useful, a bit of a whistle-stop tour. If there are any issues or problems that you encounter, you know where to find us at the Maths Emporium. We'll be putting out lots of updates on the new Emporium social feed that you may have seen on our button here. So when you go into there and you find that we've put an update about the enhanced skills mapping groups or anything else, please do feel free to drop us a comment and drop us a message in there as well. And you can also get us at teachingmaths@pearson.com. I hope that's been useful, and I hopefully we'll be in touch very soon with you. And if there's anything else you need, please do let us know. Thank you very much.